Kia ora, I'm Erin J. Doyle. Welcome to my channel. Today is the 17th of March, which means we're getting really close to Camp NaNo. And one of my hopes for this year was to participate in Camp NaNo, working on the story that I started in NaNoWriMo last year, which is my sci-fi retelling of The Little Mermaid. But in order to do that, I want to hit a specific milestone with the Camino Story, which is kind of the main focus of my writing efforts for the year. What I want to achieve is a completed first draft. So one read through shy of beta readers, I guess. So first of all, I've highlighted in the manuscript things where I've been reading through and I've been like, I just don't like this sentence, maybe I would need to rethink a character name, a transition is needed, things like that. I have 12 left to go, which means I have to fix, not quite, but approximately one a day between now and the end of the month in order to be finished. I've also got a list of snippets of dialogue, like not even complete conversations, just sort of mentions of things or potentially whole conversations depending on how I work them, which need to go into the book somewhere because of the way that I've changed the character's marital status. So yeah, things need to be acknowledged in there for it to work. So I've got a list of 2 types of conversations with bits of information that I need to work into the dialogue at some point in the first half of the book. Doesn't even really matter where. So realistically I probably need to read through and just kind of find a space where, oh look, you know, the main character's talking to somebody, this might be a good time to mention this thing, kind of thing. And then in regard to sort of a character development-y thing, there's another thing that I need to work in, which could probably be done through conversation, but could also just be little peppered mentions of something the character is doing throughout the story. I think there's some of it there, but it probably could be amped up a little bit, or the bits that are there need to be made to feel a bit more weighty, which is why I'm thinking making it a character interaction would help, because at the moment it's just a solitary activity, and I think combining it with another character would kind of make it feel more important. And that's it. That's literally all I have to do. It's been about 2 hours and I'm at 89,795 words, and I, in fixing a problem, created a problem. So I had my main character have a very brief couple of lines of dialogue between them and a stranger, and then I needed the main character and the stranger to part ways as my main character bumped into and started talking with a minor character that we had met previously. And I thought it would be easier, instead of struggling with that transition between hanging out with a stranger and hanging out with an acquaintance, if I just got rid of the stranger and I had the important dialogue exchange with the stranger instead with the acquaintance. But first difficulty, this acquaintance has minimal dialogue in previous encounters and now suddenly they're being quite wordy. So it seemed fine in my head, but now that I've had, you know, the dialogue tags change from the random person to the minor acquaintance, you're suddenly like, oh, well, she's feeling chatty, so I have to think about that. And then the other thing that happened was, now that I've got the characters together, that's all fine, but there had been a part where they had arrived at their destination separately and they met up at the destination, but now they're arriving together. There's some flow-on consequences, like they're booking into an albergue, or like it's like a hostel that specifically serves pilgrims walking the Camino de Santiago, and it's very much a first in first served sort of situation. So the fact that they arrived separately meant that they didn't get assigned to beds next to each other and were on different floors, but now they're arriving together and I've mysteriously specified that they're on different floors. So either I need to explain why they're randomly being assigned to beds on completely different floors, or I then need to replace the current stranger who is in the bed next to the main character for the night with the minor character. Today is Sunday the 21st of March. As of this morning, I'm down to only 6 of the 12 comments left to address. 2 of them are fact checks, so I have to do that today. The first thing that I need to fact check is that the washing machines in the Burgos Municipal Albergue are in fact in the kitchen. I feel that they are. I feel that you walk into a long communal area and there's a row of bookshelves, one low bookshelf along one wall, several big tables, some vending machines, washing machines, and I feel like over here somewhere there's a kitchen or a kitchenette. I need to double check that that's true. So I think my first thing is to see if the albergue has a website. It probably does because the bigger albergues do tend to, and the municipal in Burgos is quite big and fancy, so it should have a website. That doesn't mean, of course, that there will be pictures of everything. That will let me figure out the layout. So my second port of call will be just Google Images. It's really possible that pilgrims who have been there have taken photos in the area and put them up on their various travel blogs, so I might be able to find it that way. So I need to do that. My other thing I need to fact check, I have previously attempted to research and wasn't able to find the answer to. And I've even just posted a comment on my personal Facebook page asking if anyone knew. And I figured they would, because what I'm looking for is the name of a specific part of a church. And a significant portion of my relatives are practicing Catholic. So I was like, haha, you guys should know. But no answer was forthcoming. So if that doesn't work, I'm going to actually check with a colleague of mine who is a biologist who also studied religion, theology. I'm pretty sure 1, possibly 2 of my colleagues have theology majors somewhere in their background, so it's possible that they'll know, but again, that seems like a very specific thing. What I'm trying to find the name of is this. It's the, ornate thing at the front of the church. So I need to find that out. If you know, comment below, because yeah, like I said, this is actually a very difficult thing to get an answer to, because I can only Google with my vague impression of what it looks like, which isn't exactly a helpful keyword for searching. So that one I might not be able to answer today, but I'm hoping I can figure out the Burgos Cathedral. So let's get on to that. Clearly I've looked at this website once before, I just don't remember doing it. Coffee machine kitchen, no. Okay. This is why we fact check. So now I have to rewrite a sentence rather than just carry on with it, which is very annoying. Oh well. Just checked the mail and this has arrived. Focus. Here we go. So this is the assorted advertisements and basically blurbs for all the events that will be on. It is pretty involved, like, it's quite the timetable for a thing. So I have to go through it a bit more thoroughly. I have had a quick glance, because I was too excited and interested in it to think about filming a reaction or anything, which I probably wouldn't have used anyway, so that's fine. So what I think is kind of interesting is I feel like the general tone behind the topics that are being discussed this year are slightly different than the previous year I went, so that wouldn't have been last year but the year before. I feel like there's a lot of non-fiction memoir orientated content, which is just an interesting shift. Previously I've seen, you know, lots of things on crime writing and young adult writing, children's short stories. There's not a whole, not that they're missing, but there's not a lot of that kind of thing in here. There's a lot more emphasis on Indigenous writers than I think I've seen in previous years. So I have to have a good proper flick through, but you know, potential excitement. It has occurred to me I could just buy a whole bunch of tickets and go to a whole bunch of different talks and things and like vlog the experience. I don't know if I want to do that. Let me know down in the comments whether you would be interested in that. I may or may not do it, we'll see. Not because I am procrastinating in any way, shape or form, but I have just done something for the first time ever. I have actually posted a review on Goodreads. In fact, I have posted 3 reviews. One of my goals, I don't know if I actually mentioned this in my goals video, if it's just something that I was thinking about. I may not actually have stated it, but one of my things that I want to do this year is to actually write reviews for all the books that I read, because realistically, you know, reviews are kind of everything for an author. So yeah, I decided I would get onto that because I've read 6 books so far this year and haven't written a single review. I think I just said I'm going to review everything that I read this year, but I don't think that's entirely true. I don't see myself reviewing manga, especially not when it's part of a big series and is also a TV series. Like I don't know, do you really care what I think of the manga? Maybe you do, I don't know, let me know what you think. My other thought was, I've never even bothered, I don't think, giving a star rating for a children's book, because I'm not the target reader, don't even have a target reader around me, so I have no idea if you should buy the book for a child. I don't know. And I kind of, for the same reason, I kind of hesitate to write a review for young adult, because I can only review it as an adult. I don't know. I feel like if I'm not the target reader, do you really give a shit what I think about it? But at any rate, I have done the 3 adult non-manga books that I have read so far. Suddenly I'm feeling like I haven't achieved much on the reading side of things this year, and I'm feeling like a bit of a failure. Perhaps I'll stop recording and get back onto things. I've just crossed the 90,000 word mark again. My efforts to try and fix things and make transitions smoother and all that kind of stuff is definitely pushing my word count up, which is not desirable. It's not the end of the world, but I feel like, I mean, this is just general fiction. I feel like shorter is better than longer. Like, I don't need to be writing something, you know, this thick. I have not resolved one of the 2 things I had to fact check. I have resorted to posting on Facebook again. So far I haven't had a useful answer. I've had several jokes, but I haven't had a useful answer yet, so that's going to continue to be work in progress. And the scene I'm currently working on is kind of cause for a bit of thought, I think. I'm writing a character who, it's a minor character, he just has a couple of cameos through the story, and this character suffers from mental illness, and experiences audio hallucinations. I do know several people in real life who have experienced that, so I'm not kind of writing it completely blind, but I may have to go get them to like sensitivity read at least a section of it just to check that I haven't done anything like super disrespectful, because this character potentially might be being a little bit of a comic relief, and if this is a funny character, then I feel like I need to kind of make sure that I'm making him a funny character and not just ha 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 crazy person kind of thing. I think I might be okay. Like, my main character is being very calm about talking to him and isn't kind of freaking out too much. And I think the nature of the audio hallucinations that this character has kind of works well within the context of the Camino. So maybe it's not super funny. I'm just a little bit going around in circles, but I'm just a little cautious of making fun of something. It's now 7 o'clock on Sunday, so that's all the time I have for this video. I'm going to have to start editing it in time to upload it. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you have liked this video, maybe consider giving it a like. If you're new around here, hit subscribe so you can stay tuned with my various goings on, and I'll see you next time. Bye!